hello, everyone, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and tell a friend. Okay, guys, this is a special show today. We are coming on a Tuesday because, of course, we have a schedule conflict. Oops, sorry about that. So we are doing the first two episodes of Married at First Sight, Australia, season 12, episode 33 and 34. We are winding down to the end. I'm going to be so devastated when this is over as usual, even though this was a trash box season. Hi, Marsha E. Okay, so Jamal, what'd you think about these first two episodes?
So I'm not really okay. I'm mad at Beth the most right now. She's really just hurt the nerve.
Jamal, you sound a little far away from the mic. I'm not really picking you up.
Can you hear me now?
No, you got softer.
No bueno.
A little bit better, yes.
Okay, yeah. The and these are the substitutes, and so the mic is not that long. But I'll do my best. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Um, Beth made me mad. Overall, Jackie was just wow. We might as well just start with the episode 33 was it the commitment 34? Whoever it is, 33. Like with the commitment ceremony, because that was
Yeah.
wild. That was insane.
Yeah.
I was like, what? But if you look at the commitment ceremony overall, this one,
Mhm.
it was pretty true to form for what we've seen. Because there were
Mhm.
two couples. And you look at it like, what? Even even the cast are like, what are y'all talking about? What's wrong with you?
The shots to the couch are quite epic, especially Jeff. Jeff has a very animated face.
Yes.
Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so I know you said that Beth is getting on your nerves,
She can go home
but
now.
TJ feels pressured. Wah.
I, you're on a reality TV show, so you have experience. Why are you acting brand new? Just saying.
Leave, leave him alone. He gets by on his eyes and his cute features. So leave him alone. Mm, let's see. I was happy to see at the beginning of the episode that Jackie was very proud of her performance last night at the dinner. Jackie's so delusional. You know, she
Yes.
spent the whole night thinking about what foolishness she was going to do on the couch today. And she didn't
Exactly.
disappoint.
No, she say what you want about Jackie, but
Mhm.
she is here for the stunts and shows, and she's gonna give you a show. You may not like it, but she's gonna give it to you.
That is very true. Okay, so let's get to the commitment ceremony. First up on the couch is Dave and Jamie. Um, Shillings dives in directly, and she's like, "What is the update? What is going on? Y'all were critical last week. What's happening now?" And I think we got as good as we could expect from them.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Um, he's making an effort. She is cautious but receptive. And he gets a little emotional at the end. Interesting. Are they back to where they were before? No,
Mm-mm.
but there's some progress.
Okay, what were your thoughts on his progress, though?
Pardon?
What were your thoughts on his progress? Because I only asked that because she said that she's not in love with Dave right now due to the circumstances. So, like, what are your thoughts on his effort? So, if I'm going off of Jamie's reaction and how she's feeling now,
Mm-hmm.
there's not much that to me that she's kind of checked out, in my opinion.
I don't think she's checked out. I
Okay.
think she's guarded because she has a repetitive pattern of being more invested in her relationships than her partners are. This
Oh,
happened
so you think she's
again
pulling back?
and she got burned.
So you think she's pulling back versus
Right.
giving
She's
a
pulling back
God chance?
until in her head and heart, he is where she wants him to be. And she's actually listening to him now when he keeps saying, but I'm not where you're at. So she's like, okay. And she's just got her two hands up and she goes, okay, you do what you're doing.
Okay, I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that.
that's my thoughts on it. I think she's just being very cautious because she knows her faults. Her sister told her, oh my God, sorry about that, y'all. Her sister sat at that lunch and told her about herself. So I think she's just trying to be a bit more grown up about this.
It makes sense, but the fact that I guess what kind of threw me was the fact that she just said, you know what, I'm just not in love with him right now. I'm like, whoa, is she checking out?
Because
What's
he
going
hurt her that much.
on? Damn.
And you got to let these men know that they can't just, stomp all over your heart and expect you to fall down and lie down for them. Uh-uh. Athena, take note.
Stop it. But in the thing's case, though, let's be fair. We know what she's there for, though. Let's be completely. Let's not forget that.
That thick-tongued bastard is not worth her time.
I mean, we know that.
Mm. Um, these two vote to stay. I wasn't mad at it.
Nah, they're trying.
Yeah. Next up on the couch was Tweedledee and Tweedledum, Ree and Jeff. They are happy.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone. They just happy next.
They are excited. They are happy. They are on the path. That's another thing. Did you notice that every single one of these couples was always on the path of maybe wanting to find love and a future with you or somebody else in this room? Like, it was so vague what they were saying about future plans.
Right.
These two, they just need to come out and say, I love you. But anyway,
Right.
it'll probably be just a little womp 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 when they finally do. But both Jeff and Ree vote to stay in the experiment. Oh, and I do have to tell everybody that this is the last commitment ceremony before the final vows. So this is their last chance to lie to us about how great their relationships are.
True.
Next up on the couch is these two wasting our time.
Yes.
TJ is a bitch, though. TJ's a bitch.
Um.
TJ has refused to give this woman any definitive answer on anything. And she was asking him, let me know if you want to leave and I will write down leave too so that we can get out of here.
Exactly.
But he wants to string her along so that he could collect a paycheck. Because, like you say, he's a professional reality TV person. So he led her to think that he was right and stay so that they can work on this. She's like, okay, because she does like him for some reason. And he wrote leave. Oh my God. You look like a dum-dum, Beth.
Yes. Now it's my issue with Beth. You look crazy.
She's been reading his signs correctly. He's not that into her. Everybody, all the experts, everybody in the room can tell that he's not that into her.
Exactly.
And you gave him the opportunity to make you look like Bobo the fool. Whatever, girl.
Well, no, when she did that to herself. Sorry.
No, that's what I
At
said.
this,
She gave him that opportunity. I'd have been writing leave from the time we got back from. Wait, when was homestays? That was last week, right?
that was last week.
Damn, I would have wrote down stay. I mean, leave if I was her. And I wouldn't have
Exactly.
been checking with him either. She gives him too much courtesies.
For no reason.
Mm-hmm.
He said he only slept with you because he felt that's what you needed, not because he wanted to. It was a duty. He was doing you a favor.
But that was
Yeah,
so insulting.
but she's not picking up on that situation. I'm like, ma'am, like you thought he was having a connection. No, once he said, "I did this for you," that's your cue to write leave.
Mm-hmm. Beth says that she felt like crap. Really? Mm. I did appreciate John telling TJ, we don't need politicians. The time for word salad is over.
Exactly.
Who wrote that for him? Oh my god. Hi everybody. Hi Marsha E. Hi Deborah Bess. Hold on, Deborah. Sorry. The chat in YouTube studio is not working, so I have you guys pulled up on an iPad. Mm, Deborah says I couldn't even look at some of 34. It was so cringy. Paul is a special type of idiot. Yes, but we getting there. They almost have the same nose. Oh my god. Okay, so as I said, TJ wrote leave. Beth wrote stay. He did you dirty, girl. But moving on. Moving on. Who do we have next? We've got these two clowns, Athena and Adrien. Why is she glossing over their real problems?
Because she's getting her back blown out. That's why.
But I don't see Adrien being that great. I really don't. Ladies in the chat and gentlemen, if y'all decide to watch, do y'all think Adrien is that good? To me, no. Unless that thick tongue comes in handy for something else. Oof, gross. Let's see. They asked him about meeting with Cleo again. She's just laughing and joking about that interaction that he had with the sister, but it was downright rude. But you think that's a joke, okay? He basically was saying, I have a life in Sydney. I can't see myself moving for 2 years. Like all the stall tactics. And she sat there and she took them. Shame on her.
The thing with her is like I said, like she is only there for one thing. She's not giving up on him, but she knows what this is, and she's there to get a check and be like, okay, fine, whatever. And my whole thing is this though, like how with her, how do you expect to be with him when your sister don't like him? That's very difficult, especially as twins. This is just y'all just here for a
She
paycheck.
said, she said her mom liked him. So she gave her excuse.
Mm, okay.
John did bring up to him the long distance thing, if they think that they can handle it, they will be able to come to an agreement. He also might be playing a part in her child's life. How is he going to do that with long distance? All of these, important questions that they should have been talking about from episode 1, right after the wedding ceremony. But we still haven't talked about it. John is bringing it up, but it's too little, too late for me. Alessandra bringing up that if they're going to have a long distance relationship, they need to establish parameters and integration with the child. Alessandra said it's a bit alarming that the conversation was not had. Alessandra, you talking into the wind. Oh, you're wasting your breath on these two. Dumb and Dumber. Let me see. Adrien says something about how he didn't know he was going to be with a single mom. And now he's there talking about long distance relationships as if to prove, look how much he's grown. The only difference I see is that somebody cut them a check, because half of this cast went out and bought Van Cleef and Arpels bracelets, including these two idiots. So that was a waste of money.
Exactly.
Adrien basically tells the experts that he believes in God, and sometimes God redirects your path.
Next.
Athena votes to stay, and Adrien votes to stay. John gives them final comments saying that they need to have those difficult conversations, but for now, well done. Why are you congratulating these two? I find that
Exactly.
this whole season, the experts have been brushing over, glossing over, and congratulating bad behavior. And I'm not sure why they're doing that. But then again, that's why the police investigating them. So next up, we have, where are they? Did I not take a picture? Oh yeah, I did. Here we go. This shit show. They are so happy. Their homestay was excellent. We're the perfect couple. Her mom said the secret to a successful relationship is communication and forgiveness.
Okay. If you say so.
That's what he took away from her mom. Um, he says the next step is to introduce her to his parents. Why see, this is what I don't like about this new Maths Australia, because a few seasons ago we used to go to both of their
Both.
houses,
Yes.
because homestays used to take 2 weeks.
Yes.
Why are we not doing that anymore? We didn't see Adrien's place. We didn't see Paul's place. The only oh shit, we didn't even, I was about to say the only couple that we saw both of their places was Jackie and Ryan, but she had an Airbnb. We ain't see Ree's place. Who else is on this trash box show? Like, we only saw like one. How is that possible? Anyway, these two think that they are talking about the future. They're talking about religion, and he's agreed to come to church. And they've talked about um how religion was raising their family. Like, I don't believe a word these two are saying at this point. How is she still with this man who punched a hole through a wall or a door, or both? Anyway, oh, did you see that little thing that I sent to you that he left his job?
I didn't get to that yet. He left it. Never mind.
Yes, child. He said he left his job, or did his job leave him? Because after this season, I don't know how he's still like. I said it from the time the wall punch. How is he gonna have a job? And he wasn't a personal trainer. He was actually working for a company, but he's not anymore. Good on you, Paul. Karina votes to stay, and Paul also votes to stay. Next up, Jackie and Ryan.
A
They're your favorite.
mess.
They're your
A
favorite. You know
mess. Like
that.
Ryan just came off very much like it's very interesting. Because here's what happened. This is just my take on this. They, like you said, you've always said they had a pact, and I've agreed with you on
Mhm.
that. But as they went on, like we both saw, like they would have a plan to go and unite it, but then she would go in front of everybody else and go rogue and demean him and throw him under the bus every single time. And he would try to be nice and be like, considerate, this and that, right? But he was sticking to the plan. These last 2 weeks, when she basically insulted his intelligence, insulted him being able to earn money, insulted his house, he got fed up. He's like, you know what? I'm just done with you.
Mhm.
We only here for like 1 more week. Yeah, I made enough money off of you to I can go home now. And that's what happened. In my opinion, that's what happened. Because his feelings were hurt. I will say that his feelings were hurt. Because even if y'all not really into each other like that, but you have a business partnership, you want some level of respect. And he was just tired, and he wasn't having it. And she was over there boohooing. Laura's not talking about. He yelled at me. He reprimanded me. But ma'am, you told him he's an idiot, has no earning potential, and can't take care of himself. But he, he's the problem. Okay, I guess. I just, I mean, I got nothing else for her.
But Marcia is saying that Jackie's exhausting. And she is. But honestly, this season has been not that stellar. So, quite honestly, between these two, they have provided us entertainment, be it whiplash entertainment, but entertainment nonetheless this entire season. I congratulate them.
I mean, they gave us a show. I mean, it was a sporadic show. It's like you were watching 3 shows at one time with them. But think
Mhm.
about it. Without them, what would we have had? Like, think about it, really, realistically.
But listen, this was epic though, because she started to break down in the middle of the couch session. And John was just like, what the whole hell? But then the camera people are so fucking shady. They zoom in on her. Look at her looking at the camera and not one tear falling out of her eye. Look at her. Like, seriously, girl? Jackie is a mess, but an entertaining mess. How I honestly do not feel she has the equivalent of a bar. Like, if she's passed the bar in Australia for them to take away her law license, I think she just has like like her degree in law.
Mhm.
I don't think she's a lawyer, quite honestly, not with this type of behavior. Because if she was my lawyer, she could not be my lawyer moving forward. She is a whole mess. She likes to produce when she doesn't have any experience at it. He's an amateur actor and she's trying to direct him, and it's just ridiculous.
Agreed.
Laugh and cry in 30 seconds. Yes, Marsha E. It's truly mind-boggling, these two. Like, look at the look at how the experts are looking at her. Shillings is like, oh my God. Alessandra's like, what are you doing? I do not understand. And John is like, bitch, you interrupted my flow. He
Okay,
has no
John.
more patience for her.
No, he was like, look, I'm gonna cut you off right here. You working my nerve. No, like it's not about you. That's what he told her.
Mm-mm. So she has her little crying fit on the couch. Let me see if I can pull them back up again. Here we go. He actually explains everything. Ryan, to his credit, he explains how he felt, how she's made him feel, all of this. Good for him for getting it out. Um, Hold on. Wait, what did Alessandra say? Sometimes she comes in with some really good things. Um, Alessandra said that they've been confused over many weeks with their behavior. And Jackie gonna ask for an example. And Alessandra says his intellectual capacity is not up to snuff. Because she did say that he wasn't smart enough. And
Right.
then, saying, don't you want to be great, a great person or something like that? I was just, Alessandra is done with her. Done. And then, and Jackie tries to move off of the subject, and Alessandra calls her back and says, no, let's stick to how you make him feel. I
Right.
love Alessandra. Um, I don't know why Alessandra was wasting so much time with her, because she was asking her if she thinks that she can accept Ryan for who he is. She says this part of his behavior that she parts of his behavior she can't accept, but she does accept Ryan as a person. But you can't separate the two.
No. So I will not be yelled at. I will not be reprimanded. You cannot speak to me that way. I'm like, okay, bye.
um,
But here's the whole
let
thing with her. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but how are you gonna say you want to be with somebody, but you don't like the way they talk to you? I'm confused how that works.
well, so is she. She's confused too. Again, she's trying to self-produce and direct herself. So makes you appreciate Kyle Richards more and more every day. Let's see. So Ryan votes to leave, and Jackie gives him the death stare. And then she votes to stay because she wants to talk to Ryan about it. And the whole cast is dumbfounded by that. I don't think they can figure it out. Hold on, let me see. Did I get a no, I didn't. But yeah, let's see. Um, oh my God, Ryan actually asked her why does she write "stay" when
Right, he was
she
pissed.
expressed
He was pissed.
um,
Oof.
unhappiness at multiple intervals. She says she's expressed happiness as well. He needs a justification for why she wants to continue with him. She says she only just heard about his heart. And John asked Jackie, with her writing "stay," um, what does she think she's fighting for in this relationship? She says she thinks Ryan is worth fighting for. And Athena says, no, you don't. John says if she wants to fight for the relationship, she'll have to do heavy lifting. And Ryan, she knows that Ryan's walls are up, but it's a chance to see if his words about how she makes him feel landed with her. Um, Jackie tells Ryan that if he wants to go home, he can go home. It's okay. She says that they can talk about it and then they can leave. And Ryan says they'll have a conversation and talk. He gives in to her too much. I wonder if they were telling him if he has ears in and they were telling him
Right.
give in to her and we'll give you a bonus as hazard pay.
Some things I left. I was like, bye. I pulled
Okay.
a tone. I pulled a ring on that one. I gotta go.
Yeah. Well, that was the last commitment ceremony. And now we're off to episode 34. It's the day after, and the couples are reflecting. It seems like Ree and Jeff are the only stable, as far as you can say stable with this show, the only stable couple. um, Athena and Adrien are in their room. Oh, this is where I noticed all of the. At first, I only noticed Athena and Adrien's bracelets, but then I started noticing more of them on this episode. Jamie and Dave, they're also in their room. Uh, Someone said that the commitment ceremony brought them closer together. I don't know how.
Me neither.
Uh, Jamie said it was nice to see him get emotional and passionate in his voice. Um, I don't know. I still don't trust Dave.
Nope. So, okay, what I saw with Dave was him trying to save face. That's all I saw. He wasn't doing
Oh,
things to. He wasn't doing things to like really win her back. It was more to repair his good guy image. That's just the way I took it.
oh,
I didn't believe anything he said.
Deborah Best. Ryan has just decided to become an actor because remember he was a project manager before. Now
Hmm.
he's decided that he wants to become an actor, and he is looking for parts. um, Karina and Paul, they're they're delusional, lying to each other, but whatever floats your boat. We go to Beth and TJ. She's hurt that he wrote leave. Why?
Thank
Why?
you.
Why waste your emotions on this man? Um, but she's still asking him about it. She tells him that, he is giving her mixed signals. She says she had feelings for TJ and that's why she felt so hurt and disappointed. TJ is surprised that she's surprised by what happened because he has said the last 3 weeks that his feelings haven't been growing. But when she asked you what you writing down, you gave her some bullshit. And Beth, this is all your fault because you gave him the power to hurt your feelings.
Hmm.
Anyway, I'm tired of those two. Jackie's alone in her apartment. Ryan moved out last week and stayed moved out. Jackie's crying as usual. Ryan is in his studio in the living room eating a bowl of cereal and watching nothing on the TV. But he is happy. He is happy that he can watch TV.
Hmm.
Uh, let's see. Um, duh, 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 duh. He says he doesn't want to be a part of their relationship anymore. He's good with who he is. Good for you. Jackie takes it upon herself to go down to Ryan's apartment. Didn't it look like he wanted to slam the door when he saw it was her?
Yes.
He
I was like, is he gonna close the door in her face, or is he gonna let her in?
was really thinking about it. And then, like, I think she gave him a hug, right?
Something like that.
She gave him a hug. She says she's not sorry. Wait, she's sorry and she's apologizing for him not feeling accepted. Um, and she says that she's trying really hard to build something with him. He tells her to hold on, that they both tried. He says he doesn't know if he has the energy to take all of that on board at this point. He feels like Jackie is genuinely sorry, but it's long overdue. He's had enough. Jackie wants to know how she could show him that she accepts him, and he says it's hard for him to express. Um, um, and there are no courses of action at this point. Ryan says, how do I tell you how to accept me? You know, that
Mm-hmm.
she shouldn't have to be told this. Um, let's see. He says he's not ready to move back into their shared apartment. She says that she feels like he's not wanting to try and resolve things. He thanked her for apologizing, and then she leaves. I actually felt like she thought that she accomplished something and that the relationship is, because she says the relationship is fixable.
Right. I don't know. I'm not sure what relationship she's looking at, but okay.
I don't know what conversation she was in. I wonder if they talk like outside of filming and he's like, yeah, 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 we're gonna do this. Yeah, yeah. And she's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we'll do that. This makes no sense because what we just saw in their interaction with each other did not give me the impression that it was fixable. But I guess she knows best. I guess. Um, the Oh my God, this is so trashy. They have decided that between the last commitment ceremony and final vows, the experts are going to throw in one final exercise or task. Um, Sorry about that. They are going to do. This is the first time that they're doing it, and it's a final test, and it's the ultimate test for the couples in the final week. The couples will all receive letters, and they're going to separate the couples for the day. Um, the task is supposed to test their commitment to the relationship. During the process of selection, they were matched. Each individual was matched with multiple partners. So they separate husband and wife, go to different apartments, and they'll receive a letter with their instructions. They're giving the participants a chance to meet with the other matches that they could have had. They're asking them if they want to meet that person, and the decision is up to the cast. This is dirty. This is dirty. And if you don't know who you are matched with, who is supposed to be your spouse, it can be disastrous because we
Mm-hmm.
saw we saw a couple implode in this episode. And I was peeking at today's episode, right? And another couple, one of them decided to go, and they were fine because they had trust. And that is the core issue of this task is trust and how well you know your partner. Oh, Paul. Oh my God. Anyway, let's get the boring ones out of the way first. Ree and Jeff, they separate. Ree gets her letter. She's like, no, I'm not going to meet anybody. I came in here to find love. Jeff is it. Good, done. I'm not doing that. Jeff is over in his apartment. He gets a letter. He reads it. He's like, nah, I'm good. Let's bust out the Game Boy. I thought it was very. Ooh, repeat that. You were breaking up.
Sorry, I said his game.
Mm. Well, actually, there's a backstory to that Game Boy. Apparently, Dave bought him and Billy, and he got one for himself. But the three of them, he bought those Game Boys, as like a joke
Mhm.
because in between takes, it can, you can be sitting there for like a while. And so it was to
Right.
entertain the three of them. And so Jeff said it came in real handy that day because he didn't opt to go on the date. And so he had nothing else to do because the television was broken in the suite he was in.
Oh,
So
damn.
yes, so the Game Boy came in real handy, but it ran out of juice in an hour and a half. But at least he was occupied for that time.
Right.
So let's see. Oh, okay. So Jeff did have a really good comment on it. He says, he's excited for what their future has to hold. And he is not going to throw that away by meeting with someone else. He would be the dumbest person in the world. Really? Okay, but we're getting to the dumbest person in the world. Next up is Beth
Right.
and TJ. And they get their letters. TJ is like, sure, why not?
Exactly.
TJ is like, okay, let's see who's up next. And Beth is like, I bet you he's going, so I'm gonna go too. This experiment proves that they do know each other.
Right.
She said, basically, Beth said TJ's checked out, so she might as well. She said that if he had written stay, she wouldn't consider it. I said you would have given that stay too much credit. That's the honest truth.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Let's see. He says he might be selfish, but he needs perspective. Sure. Oh my God. Oh, did you hear Jamie say, well done, darling, when Beth and TJ came back to the sofa? Well, I think she was being shady with that, with all of the darlings from, it was yesterday, right? Not yesterday. I mean, the night before for them, the commitments, the dinner party where he was saying darling. So, she got to get that one in. And they're friends. So I don't think he thought too much of it, but that was a good one. Trying to entice him with her specialty. She pouts. TJ and Paul. Okay, so over in Karina and Paul's apartment, it's almost like she pretends that she has separation anxiety from this flat-headed man. I think she does too much.
It was Korean. I just don't believe her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How you okay? You have not told this man you loved him, but you have separation anxiety. Shut up.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Um,
Just stop it.
yeah. They are in the separate apartments. They get the letter. Paul is very curious about who his other potential match could be. Karina says it wasn't what she was expecting, especially this far into the experiment. She says that Paul and her are the perfect match. She just wants to continue the fairy tale. I think those were very accurate words that she said.
Agreed.
Karina decides that she doesn't want to meet the other person. Because it's not the right thing to do. It completely goes against her morals. It's borderline cheating. Production asked her if she thinks Paul will go, and she says no. She doesn't think he would make that idiotic decision to go. Meanwhile, over in Paul's apartment, production is asking him, what's it gonna be? He said, hell yeah, we gonna go and meet this other heifer. Because he's so curious. Ay, ay, ay. we go back to Beth. She's at the bar and she meets, oh,
Oshin.
what is it? Osin?
Oshin.
Osin. Okay. Well, he's Irish. He's 28. He's a personal trainer in New South Wales. He's originally from Ireland. And him and Beth, you know, start talking. He's flirting. She's, I think, to me, it felt like she was smacking him down. I don't think she was
Right.
receiving the flirting.
She wasn't because she's too focused on TJ. I'm like, here's the whole thing. And she even said this in the show. He's showing her attention. He defines her attractive. This and that, right? Everything that TJ's not doing, he's giving her in like the first 5 minutes. But she wants to be with TJ. I'm like, you know what? You deserve this. I'm sorry, you do.
Ah, yeah, agreed. I did not take her to be this stupid. But
Me
again,
neither.
said that she's never been in a relationship, and I feel like she thinks that she was finally in one, so she wants to hold on to it for dear life. But I don't think she was in a relationship, and if she looks back on this, she'll realize that she had nothing with TJ.
Zero.
Um. So, but she seemed to have had a good time with the guy. So, oh well, it was an afternoon out. Schillings then it says that this test is a test of relationships, not about swapping partners. We see TJ meeting with his match, Tara. She's 31, also from New South Wales. She's into star signs, and she has bright red hair. And he actually says he could see why the experts matched her with him. Why? How could he see that?
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. They have a nice time talking gibberish. I didn't pay too much attention. Um, Beth is sitting, I guess, back at home, and she says she would love for TJ to have an awakening on his date to realize how good it had been with her. But that doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Like, how could you even let that out of your mouth, girl? Oh, oh. TJ tells production he's physically attracted to Tara and that she's an attractive girl. Mm-hmm. We see Beth and TJ back in the apartment. They're talking about their respective dates. Beth says that her date was all right, but the banter wasn't there. He just wasn't it. TJ says that he's a tough act to follow. Mm. Beth
He
then asks
delusional too.
Beth then asks him about his date, and TJ says how him and Tara have a lot in common. They both come from big families. He says that she's attractive and they got along well. He says he went on the date just to try and get rid of some head noise to see whether it will push him to or from her, but it left him neutral. This finally pisses off Beth. And she says she basically got nothing from it. And again, I think he's just dropped. Who said it? It was Alessandra dropping breadcrumbs for her.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It, stop always. Lord, I would have said that I gave my date head at the bar and let him sit with that, whether it be true or not. Like, he's ridiculous. Um, she says she needs to move on, but it's hard because he's her first relationship. And I'm like, what relationship, Beth? Explain to me, what relationship are you in with TJ? Oy. I don't know why these people come on this show and be so dumb. I thought she was a smart girl at the beginning. I really did.
Same.
Now we see Paul waiting for his date. She's Hannah, 32 years old, from Sydney. She's been single for 2 years, I think she said.
Mm-hmm.
She wants someone who's outdoorsy, dark features. She loves tattoos. Paul is still going on about how curious he is about why him and Hannah were not a match. We go back to the apartment, and Karina is keeping herself busy because she did not accept the date. She would be upset if Paul said yes because this was cheating on her. Back at the restaurant, Hannah asks why things did not work out with him and his wife. Paul says they are very compatible. Things are working out with them. Hannah asks him then, if you're so happy, why are you here? Love this girl. He says curiosity. It's not like he's looking for something else. He's just a curious person in general. She wants to know why he's curious. And has he done this in past relationships? Woo! Paul is on the defensive now, saying that he's a very loyal person. And you notice his speed, the speed that he talks increases when he's lying. Hannah says she doesn't want to be in a relationship with someone as curious as Paul. Hannah wants to know if Karina knows that he's here. Hannah says it's giving her cheater vibes. She would be very upset if Paul or her husband was going on a date with another person. Hannah shuts down the date, picks herself up, and leaves. I love her. Why wasn't she on this season? Bring her back. Let's see. He says this makes him realize that Karina is 100% the person for him. What? I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed. The
Yeah,
producer.
he like has no shame, zero, none.
Nope. The producer then tells him, but you didn't have to go today. He says he knows. He says his stupid curiosity, I guess, got the best of him. They get back to the room. And this is where the argument begins. They come in, he hugs her, they start talking, and she says she didn't go. And he's telling her that he went out of curiosity.
And he was
Uh,
proud of it too.
uh,
He was proud of it. Like he didn't do
yeah,
nothing wrong.
yep. Karina says it was an easy decision to make, not meeting the other match. She So in telling her all about this date, he keeps telling her that it was, he was just curious. She's not buying it though. The expression on her face goes from being so happy at seeing him to like it's slowly falling down. Her face is falling down. And she cannot believe what's coming out of this man's mouth about curiosity and going on this date. So she says, I'm embarrassed. She's hurt. She wants to know why he would have gone. Then he says the worst line ever. The entire time he spoke about her.
Just lying, damn.
Yep. Karina said she's upset and she walks out of the apartment. She says that this is making her question the whole relationship because he had the option not to go.
Right.
She's then remembering back to when they met online. She keeps on saying that she's embarrassed. She tells him that he fucked up. He says nothing happened. She asks, do you think that Ree and Jeff would have done something like this? Maybe it's because they're older. That was shady. Ree and Jeff aren't that much older than the two of you idiots. But what they do have is maturity.
Exactly.
Let's see. Okay. Oh my God, this is a lot of my comments. I'm saying her problem is that she feels like an idiot because her man went on a date. She says he didn't consider her feelings, which is true. He didn't because
No, it
Paul
is.
is selfish. She says that it's cheating. Karina says that she is so much better than this, and he can be the one that can leave the apartment. Is you gonna pack up your shit? She is kicking him out. Let's see. She's disgusted, she's embarrassed, and he didn't consider how she was going to feel. Um, she doesn't care. She's done. She doesn't want anything to do with this. She says that this is the last straw. They were doing so well, and she's done. She tells him to pack his stuff. She's dealt with his ups and downs and his emotions, and this is our last straw. What does that mean? She's dealt with his emotions. So was he like physical to walls and doors other than that time that he
Right.
got caught? What does that mean? She's dealt with his ups and downs and his emotions, and this is our last straw. Oh, Karina, what you would do for a chick? Mm, mm, mm. What y'all think about that? Paul and his ugly green shirt, foolish boy. Hi, Susan. She really nailed him against the wall. Yes, she did. I didn't think she had it in her, to be quite honest. With his open green shirt, he was rubbing his hands together with excitement before he got to the hot pink girl. Yes, he was, Marcia. Paul has made this episode. Paul and his flat head like Fred Flintstone. Don't you remind you of Fred Flintstone?
No.
Yes, he does. Flat head, thick as a plank in the middle of his torso, and he probably has big toes. I don't know. But these were the two episodes, y'all. What did you think about Paul, though? Did you think
I
it was
just
going to shake down like this?
I didn't think it would be that stupid.
But
I
what
I
about
really
Karina's
didn't.
reaction?
Hmm?
What about Karina's reaction?
She's trying to get cast on next season's Love Island. So I don't put any stock into any of her emotions. I'm sorry.
No, not Love Island. Ooh, trash.
I
He's
I
a
I don't believe
baby.
her emotions like makes no sense because unless she's as dumb as Jamie says she is, like you should have kind of anticipated this because the flags were there. I mean, just go back to the note that he wrote to you. I mean, just saying.
But this is her fault, though, because she should have never accepted how he behaved when he punched the wall and or the door. She should have been out of there from then. But she didn't have any reaction to that. And that's why I don't believe her with this. Because remember in that letter he said she has religion when it's convenient to her.
Hmm.
So don't say that this goes against your morals and your religion and all of this boo boo baba. I don't believe her. And I don't believe now that she's getting so upset that he went to meet the other match when you did
Mm-mm.
not have an emotion, when he was physically violent in your apartment. She lost me at that point because she made excuses for him and she tried to nullify what he did. The two of them should have been off the show when he did that. So she deserves everything that Paul gives her. Mm. And his Miami Vice white pants, he's no Don Johnson. Oh my God. But the outfit could have looked better had the shirt not been so shiny, and if he would just button up the buttons. Between him and TJ always wearing their shirts open to their navel, it is really yucky for me. But I like the color. I just didn't like the shiny shirt. If it was a linen shirt, it would have looked good with his trousers. Oh, what is this? Okay. But that was it, y'all. Those are the 2 episodes. Jamal, are you still free for Thursday?
Yes.
So we'll do the other 2 episodes on Thursday at our regular time. So is that good with you?
Oh, perfect.
All right. So guys, thanks for coming in and joining us today on our special Tuesday edition. We have a schedule conflict for Friday, so we thought we would just get this out of the way today, and then we'll be back on Thursday. Hope you can join us then. Jamal, any final thoughts on the episode?
It's just people, like, basically the moral of this is people keep putting themselves in bad positions for no reason.
But that
Like,
makes
for
it
zero
so.
reason.
That makes
It
it so.
does.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to our new subscribers who have joined the tribe. Thanks for being in the live chat today, and leave your comments if you have different thoughts on what rolled out these last 2 episodes. Until next time, Jamal.
Of course.
All right, guys. Bye. Hey, Farmada.